Okay, let's get started on this. We have a square, we have a circle, and we have a triangle. It's pretty much the shapes that are present. There's either I could have two elements, each with their own background, right? I could have a linear gradient across one element, along with a radial gradient that repeats across the elements. I could have a circle and then a square and box shadow them. And if I don't want to change the color of the box shadow, have like the white box shadow, I can just rotate one of the elements 180 and place it over on this, one side so that we have the box shadows going the same distance. Might not work because I feel like it's going to be the same distance because they're centered on each other and just different sizes, but that might not actually be right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That might not work. What way do we want to do it? And then the triangle. The triangle, there's like three different ways to do a triangle. You can do an element that has um, border, but you have zero width on your borders, and then one of the borders has the color. Wait, is it zero width? You just play with the different widths on the border and then you color one of them. The others are colored either this color or transparent or whatever, and you get a triangle shape with borders. You could also do clip path. Clip path is a very viable thing because you set your height and then you just have like, I think it starts 0 0 here, and then you go across 100 0, and then 50 50 or 50 100 or whatever it is to make your triangle shape. You just pretty much do your coordinates on it, and in 0 0 is one of the corners, and you do your coordinates with clip path, and you just do 3 and you get a triangle. So clip path, borders, or my favorite, conic gradient. They're all comparable as far as character usage. I haven't actually compared them. I usually like doing a gradient. It works pretty good most of the time because you can fine tune the degrees on it, so it's pretty easy to get. I might do clip path here just because I haven't done it in a while. And I'm tempted to not use a radial gradient even for this, and then use variables to change the color stops on it. Honestly, I might go that way. Question is, what do I want to be the HTML element? What do I want to be the body? And how many elements do I need? So I could um, do this conic gradient on the HTML element, and then yeah, so what I would do is I'd position it, the center point of it, down here, and then make my gradient, and then these two boxes, and then I'd have like either a box shadow inset or something to make these borders, or even a border. I'd put a border on it. No, if I put ooh, box shadow might be the way to go, and then I could try the box shadow trick on this. But if I don't do that, I have to either unset a border or unset. No, I don't. I can just use the and. Just gonna use the and. Okay, I don't have to think that hard. Let's go that way. Oh, didn't I say I was gonna do clip path? Oh yeah, yeah. So I don't need to do a conic. I'm all over the place, guys. Just pick a plan, stick with it. So if I do clip path on this, it's gonna be its own thing. Let's just keep this simple. We're not going best. We're just doing simple. I got other stuff to do. Let's do this. That's the HTML. Let's get the body going. The body's going to be this block here. If I do the body and then a P tag and try the box shadows, that won't really work. Let's just say let's just set some custom properties here. dash dash W is going to be this. We are going to do the flip-flop radial gradient like we did yesterday. And red is going to be this one. And then we're going to make use of this. No, I have to say, oh, it's the hex code isn't, I can't just say, nope, I can't. I have to say var. And that's more characters than a hex code. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The way you get savings is being able to redeclare it in another element. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. All right. Let's go red. Let's do that. We're gonna, but setting up the variables there lets us use them in the radial gradient, and so then I can redeclare it in the second element that's gonna have all the same styling. And then the last element on the bottom is gonna be our conic gradient. So I'm gonna need 2 paragraph tags, I think. But I'm gonna have to write 3 backgrounds. Okay. Hold on. I'm being silly here. Since I'm already declaring a background right here, I can do an inline declaration. No, I can't, because I need to use it in a gradient. And when you're using it in the gradient, if I use the variable here in background, I'm changing what background is on each one by redeclaring the variable. And so the background I want to be a gradient. I can't declare that variable for a whole background rather than this. What am I? Okay. Doing a gradient, I'm flipping it, and then I'm doing the clip path. Okay, yeah, I just have to... Don't get ahead of yourself, dude. Alright, so this is the body tag. Man. Let's not worry about margin. Let's get the background right. I'm going to do the radial gradient. This will be quick. We're going to start with the red circle. So, var dash dash r, right? We're going to say 50 pixels for this one. And then we're going to hit var dash dash w. Okay, there, we got it. Not awful. Right, let's margin this into place. 50. Alright, we're gonna need like 20 on the top and the left. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw position fixed on this. And that'll actually make things easier. Throw some padding there. Boom. Okay. We'll need to make it... Oh, that's actually pretty good. And then, do I want to do top and left or just margin? I think margin is less than top and left. Less inset. 20? That's not doing anything. Inset should work. There you go. Okay, so it does do that. 20, 20. No? Oh, do I need pixels? Yeah, I need pixels. Okay, that won't help us any. Let's margin it. 20. 30. Okay. 28 by 32, 34, 35, 36. We need to be a bit bigger. Like 85, 82, 82. Interesting. And then the radial gradient needs to be a touch bigger. 55. Nope. 45. There we go. Touch smaller. How interesting. All right. So we got that one done. Our p tag that we need to actually write. Let's get there. Done. Okay, see our p tag, we just need to margin into place and then reset our variables. Margin is 0. Okay, it's going to be negative 50, like negative 82. There we go. And then 82. Perfect. Let's go dash dash W. It's now going to be the red color. And dash dash R is now going to be the white color. And we have our thing without having to rewrite the whole gradient. But that gradient is so short to write. I might actually be better off because, you know, background radial gradient, these 4 lines here almost add up to that. It's a little bit less. It's not much, but it's a little bit. All right. Plus P. We're going to say background is now going to be, we're just going to do the hex code, not use the variable. And it is, yeah, it's blocked right there. So we're going to change the padding in the margin on it. It's going to be something like 50 by 100. Oh, the background is going to be clip. Yeah, we're going to clip path it. So let's margin it into place. Down by that triangle. 100. There we go. We're almost there. Let's go 80. 81. 82. 82. And negative 50. 40. Let's get this up more. That's pretty good. 60. 70. Jump this up another 10. 80. Few more on the pixels. 65, almost there. I'm just looking at the corners. That's all I really need. I need the corners. I'm going to change the height a little bit too. 2. This needs to be like 164. If this doesn't work perfectly, I'm going to go to a gradient. 82. Let's change you to 40. Perfect. Okay, let's do our clip path. Okay, clip path, right? Oh, I see why it wasn't auto. There we go. Clip path. That looks better. What is it? Polygon? And then you start doing 0, 0, comma, 100% 0, comma, and then 50% 100%. I remembered it right. I love it. Do I need a second 0 on this? I do need a second 0 on this. Okay. All right, let's turn our diff off, and everything looks good. Okay, so that's not bad. That's better. Actually, that is a lot better than a conic gradient would be. I'd have to do a whole lot more to do that. So I kind of like that here. Let's hit submit. Make sure we're at our 100%. Don't need to do anything else that's funky. I think you could get clever with the box shadows. I really think that would be the way to go for this thing. Using a couple paragraphs, I'm okay with this. I can actually probably, yeah. Whenever you have like a function as your last not necessarily a function. Yeah, a function. Something that takes parameters with parentheses as your last property. You can delete that closing parentheses as well. So if you just need to reorder, like if the radial gradient like this was up here, I couldn't delete that last parentheses. So sometimes it's worth it to move it into your last thing just so you can get rid of one more character. There. Okay, let's minify and see where we ended up. Everyone else is doing pretty good. I saw a couple other people with their solutions and where they're at, and their character counts were in the 200s, I think, if I remember right. They did pretty good. I think I can actually, with these parentheses, yeah, I can tighten that up. Nothing else there. Okay, 279. I think that's about where they're at. I think they're a bit better, though. They usually do pretty good. CSS Gang on LinkedIn, if you ever want to. David Cotalesa. Why am I blanking on his name? I like Jason Martin. There it is. I think I got that right. And Imran. That's it. Those are the three that I can think of. They're pretty cool. And so we usually chit chat a little bit about it, strategy and all that. Good people. Of course, I think there's a Discord too, but I haven't joined it yet. All right, 279. Got it done. I was a little confused. Off base today. Let's hit the refresh so that my score shows up here. There we go. So I've done that before where I haven't hit the refresh back on this page and it just deletes my streak. So I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. Thank you guys. It was fun. It was something. Oh, I got to do clip path again. I'll probably pull that out more often, especially for triangles. Catch you later. Bye.